FC25's Ultimate Edition came out on the 20th of this month, with the Standard Edition coming on the 27th, and I've put a good few hours into this one already. So is this just another copy-paste cash grab from EA Sports, or is there any improvement from last year? I don't bother with online play as I'm not interested in Ultimate Team, and I don't agree with spending more money on coins and player packs in a game I paid £90 for, so let's take a look at this one from the single player perspective. For the last 4 or 5 seasons, I've played through various real-life competitions on the FIFA/FC games, and for me the most notable improvement was when EA made the switch from FIFA 21 to 22. FIFA 21 was the worst one in years for me, and by far the easiest. I could pick it up, stick it on legendary difficulty and smash Real Madrid 4-0 away, whereas FIFA 22 seemed to overhaul the gameplay and bring back some more of the realism. Obviously we had the rebrand between 23 and 24, which changed a lot of the menus, but it didn't really affect the gameplay. FC25 feels very different to FC24 in my opinion, and that's largely due to the new FC IQ feature, which gives you an increased number of tactical options and player instructions that allows you to play the game your own way. The AI feels a lot more intelligent than in previous games, and it can learn how to play against your style of play to a level that can be determined by what settings you use. You can set the AI behaviour to tactical, which will cause teams you've already played against to adapt their play style the next time you come up against them, or you can set it to dynamic, which will result in all AI teams learning how to play against you over time. You could also set it to custom and play around with the sliders to enjoy the game as you want to. For realism, I set mine up for the tactical setting, as I don't think my tournaments would be that realistic if every team plays the same way. You can also choose how much you want the wind and weather to affect the ball, or set it so they have no effect at all. It's nice little details like that I find the most impressive. The AI is certainly a lot better on FC25 too. On 24 I could beat most teams on world class difficulty, but in my current Carabao Cup playthrough I've had several of my teams knocked out by lower league opposition. It certainly makes the matches more interesting. During matches you'll get tactical suggestions as you go too. Fall behind early on and you'll get a 2-button prompt suggesting you should alter your formation, or take a late lead, you'll get a similar prompt asking if you want to put everyone behind the ball. It's a great new feature and it's handy as it's so quick and easy to do rather than having to navigate the menu every time. Aside from the various newly promoted sides, we haven't got that many new teams on the game. Olympiacos are back after winning last year's Conference League, and we see Carabao feature for I believe the first time ever on one of these games. Napoli and AS Roma are back, but EA have lost the licenses for AC and Inter Milan, who are represented as Milano and Lombardia FC. They still have the real-life players, but they're stuck with generic kits and crests. It's a little annoying, but when you're on the pitch, it doesn't make that much difference. We've got a few new stadiums too, most notably for me are Coventry's Building Society Arena, Blackburn's Ewood Park and Bristol City's Ashton Gate, but interestingly Portman Road, the home of Ipswich Town, won't be coming to the game until a later date. 2 big stadiums in Istanbul have been added as well. The home of both Fenerbahce and Galatasaray are now on the game. EA Sports have also added a 5 against 5 rush mode, which sees you play on a much smaller pitch with 4 outfield players and a goalkeeper for a fast-paced, high-scoring game. And of course, there's still the Volta football modes, where you can effectively play FIFA Street, but without the over-the-top power-ups of course. The main upgrade that stood out for me is the goalkeepers. In FC24, the keepers would act bizarrely when faced with a one-on-one situation. They'd either get stuck running against an invisible barrier on the edge of the 6-yard box, or they'd step out of position, allowing the striker to roll the ball into an empty net. This was something I reported to EA near enough as soon as FC24 came out, and I can't have been the only one to notice, but it never got patched. I was worried we'd still have the same goalkeeper issues on FC25, but I'm delighted to say they've been fixed. So now you can freely bring out your goalkeeper to narrow the angle in a one-on-one, and the AI goalkeeper will do the same. That glitch really bugged me on the last game. I have found a couple of bugs, but nothing groundbreaking. I did have to restart a League Cup match after I wasn't able to progress a penalty shootout, but so far that's the only game-breaking bug I've found, and it's only happened once. So if anything, it was quite amusing rather than annoying. I loved FC24, and I think I put a combined total of around 15 days into it, but so far I'm enjoying FC25 even more. Like I said, I can't comment on the online modes as I simply don't play them, but if you enjoy the single player modes, then FC25 definitely isn't another copy-paste. In my opinion, it's well worth the money. I don't begrudge paying £90 for the Ultimate Edition, and I feel like I've got my money's worth already. I'm currently playing through the Premier League, Championship, domestic and European Cup competitions, as well as La Liga, which I'll be playing alongside the real-life fixtures once I've caught up with August and September's games. Of course, I'll be documenting that on this channel, so if you're a geek like me, please consider subscribing for those updates. Thanks for watching, and please let me know your thoughts on FC25 in the comments.
I'm looking forward to this. Opportunity. Determined defending. Introducing the starting players for Manchester City. Ederson is